Welcome to Bite Size SEO News, where I find the top 3 news in digital marketing so you don't have to. Where I make news easy to digest and easy to follow. If you want to read the article, links are posted in the show notes below, so you never have to worry about FOMO. My name is Rich, I'm your host. Today is Wednesday, November 24th, 2021, episode 15. Coming up, fresh out of the oven are today's top 3 news you definitely don't want to miss. Story 1. Facebook encourages shopping through its group with new features. Story 2. Facebook eases social issue ads policy to allow product-focused ads to run without a disclaimer. Story 3. TikTok launches new community talk promotional push to highlight subculture engagement in the app. If you're ready, let's get into it. In our first story, reported by Tatiana Walk-Morris of Marketing Dive, as consumers become more comfortable with social commerce, Meta announced a rollout of multiple features for shopping within its Facebook groups aimed at helping users find recommended products and support the communities they're part of. Facebook Shops and Groups feature lets users buy products from within their Facebook groups. Facebook will also show product recommendations in its groups based on what other members have recommended when a user asks for guidance. Users can then purchase those items through Facebook. A top product mentions feature will promote product discovery in shoppers' news feed by highlighting recommended products from groups they're a part of, per the announcement. The company also has begun testing a live shopping tool for creators, enabling them to partner with brands and showcase products. In addition to product discovery and recommendation features, Meta released other tools to help shoppers make informed purchases. Community replies on Facebook connect shoppers with others that have bought items they're considering purchasing. Shoppers can view and reply to inquiries about products. The company has expanded its rating reviews, letting people see reviews from e-commerce sites before making Facebook and Instagram purchases. Instagram also now allows businesses to add users' product images to their product pages to let consumers view non-marketing product photos before buying something. The introduction of live shopping for creators is a continuation of Meta's experimentation with live stream commerce. In May, Facebook highlighted beauty and fashion brands like Sephora, Clinique, and Abercrombie & Fitch in a series of live shoppable videos through their Facebook pages. Both Facebook and Instagram have doubled down on facilitating shoppable commerce this year. Facebook added a Shops feature to WhatsApp in June, which allows sellers on the messaging app to integrate their Shops products into the marketplace. In July, Instagram announced that it was pivoting away from photos and focusing instead on creators, video, messaging, and shopping. A month later, the platform enabled ads within its shop tabs for select US brands, including Deuce, Claire Paint, and Away. Social media platforms are focusing more on social shopping features as the behavior becomes more prevalent. Shoppers are predicted to spend more money via social media channels, especially younger consumers, during the upcoming holiday shopping season. A June report from the NPD Group found that just over half of survey respondents said they bought items based on content they saw on Facebook and Instagram. BrightPearl.com found in a recent report that more than 2/3 of Gen Z shoppers will shop via non-traditional channels, including Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and YouTube. If you'd like to see more, make sure to check out Tatiana's article in the show notes. Next story. This one's reported by Andrew Hutchinson of Social Media Today. Facebook has announced an update to its social issues ad policy that will essentially reduce the stringency of its social issues qualifiers, ensuring more ads can run without the paid-for-by disclaimer notice. As a recap, in the wake of the 2016 U.S. presidential election, Facebook implemented a range of new restrictions and parameters around political and issue-based ads in order to provide more transparency as to who's running and promoting pushes designed to influence public opinion. A key element within this is the requirement that all advertisers who seek to run political or issue ads need to be verified. To get verified, advertisers will need to confirm their identity and location. Any advertiser who doesn't pass will be prohibited from running political or issue ads. We will also label them, and advertisers will have to show you who paid for them. That essentially has meant that any Facebook ad relating to any social issue requires both verification and a paid for by disclaimer note, which users can tap on to learn more about the company or organization behind these campaigns. That essentially has meant that any Facebook ad relating to any social issue requires both verification and a paid for by disclaimer note, which users can tap on to learn more about the company or organization behind these campaigns. But now, Facebook's looking to ease back on that slightly. Open quote, "Because of the primary purpose of these ads is not to engage in advocacy, we're changing the way we approach a subset of them. Advertisers will no longer be required to complete the authorization process or include a paid for by disclaimer to run if we determine an ad includes the below 3 criteria. A product or service is prominently shown and username and referenced in the ad. The primary purpose of the ad is to sell a product or promote a service, even if the ad content includes advocacy for a social issue, and the ad content contains a call to action to purchase or use the product or service." End quote. So now, if an ad relates to a social issue, but is explicitly selling a product as opposed to linking back to advocacy, it won't come under the same regulation. How that same process relates to, say, an image of a product that doesn't include the specifics in the text is probably harder to determine, but each ad is subject to review, and the basic push here is that brands can promote social issue-related products and services, so long as the ad doesn't specifically advocate for action or support as such. If it does, then they can, of course, still run the ad, but they'll need to go through the authorization process. But even then, it seems a little confusing. It seems like there will be some confusion, but the gist is that Facebook or Meta wants to make it easier for more brands to run more ads by reducing the onus on them to go through the more stringent steps to promote products that are tangentially related to social issues. Either way, the policy has been updated, which will add new considerations for impacted advertising organizations. Make sure to check out Andrew's article for more information and examples. Our final story for the day. This one's also from Andrew Hutchinson of Social Media Today. TikTok has launched a new pitch for marketing spend by promoting what it's calling Community Talks, which seeks to underline the platform's capacity to facilitate and promote community engagement around specific topics and niches. Community Talks focuses on how TikTok helps to drive engagement within niches and how businesses can tap into the same process to maximize their promotional and branding efforts. In essence, TikTok's looking to broaden its advertisers' appeal by highlighting these sub-networks within the app, which may better align with specific products and services. That works to both showcase opportunities and maybe to reduce the broader intimidation factor around creating TikTok content. You might not have a good idea for a clever TikTok clip, but if your brand aligns with these subgroups, maybe you can start to see things from a different perspective, less about the content itself and more about connection and learning more about how these users are looking to engage with each subject. But the general content advice remains the same. If you want to connect with the TikTok community, you need to speak their language and create clips that align with users' trend and engagement. Respect and honor the ways of the community talk to identify which might be a best fit for your brand. TikTok also advises that brands should listen and actively engage in the trends of focus for each community, which includes popular sounds and effects, while they should also look to work with established creators in these segments to maximize their reach and resonance within each. And when done right, the payoff can be significant. And with TikTok becoming a bigger part of popular culture, those efforts can play a big role in better aligning your brand with the latest efforts. TikTok is now also up to 1 billion users, on par with Instagram, and with studies also showing that it's network of choice for younger audiences, it could be worth tuning into these community talks and getting a better sense of the latest trends of note. Maybe you should conduct a few hashtag searches in the app to see what you find. TikTok's growth is projected to continue in 2022, and with its e-commerce tools also evolving, the opportunities in the app are increasing. For those that can get it right, which takes time, invest in learning the platform and tuning into relevant communities. And maybe through Community Talk, you can find a way into the platform that you hadn't previously considered. If you'd like more information, you can check out Andrew's article in the show notes. That's it for today's show. We've made it to the end. You're good to go and ready for the day. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please rate the show so it helps spread the news and I can continue doing what I do best, which is providing you the latest SEO news you just cannot miss, served Tapa style
making it easy on the stomach and on the go. Once again, I'm your host, Rich Ung, and I'll see you on the flip side.